You're listening to The Monetized Mom, the podcast that teaches moms of faith how to monetize their expertise online to create influence, impact, income, and more importantly, financial independence. I'm your host, Flo Alexander. Let's chat. Hey mama, if you're listening to this, I know one thing about you. You want to be able to exit your corporate career so that you can spend more time with your spouse and kids, have the freedom to travel and live life on your own terms, all while creating real transformation and impact in the lives of others with your expertise. Well, you're in luck. I just released a new case study on the method moms are using to build a profitable online business, make a full-time income from home, and quit their 9-to-5. You can access it now at themonetizedmom.com/study. That's themonetizedmom.com/study. Again, themonetizedmom.com/study. Let's get on with the show. So are you a mom who is burnt out from running your business, raising kids, being a wife, and also being a full-time employee? If you are, I'm super excited because today I'm going to be talking about how to avoid burnout in your business and actually enjoy what you're doing. I know all about burnout. In fact, there have been several times where I have thrown in the towel, so to speak, only to pick it back up as a result of being burnt out in my business, because burnout is real, okay? So there is this unsaid pressure of always having to be on in your business, going live, posting, doing all the collaboration, doing all the things, and doing all of that all the time can lead to burnout. And the reality is that we're actually humans, right? And not robots. Well, I hope that we are all humans and not robots. So you have to take the time to figure out how can you do this in such a way that one, you actually enjoy it, but two, that you also avoid burnout. So here's the short answer to how you can avoid burnout in your business. And the answer is to pace yourself. Now, if you have been around me for a minute, then you know that this is going to be an acronym. So go ahead and grab your pen and paper so you can write this down so that I can share with you what I've learned over my years of being in business on how you can avoid burnout and actually enjoy being in your business. Because at the end of the day, the reason that you are building your business, the reason that we all are building our businesses is so that we can have freedom. And you don't want to be bound by a business, right? The goal is not to quit your job so that you can then go into a business that pretty much takes over your life. You want to have something that supports your life and supports your lifestyle in a way that doesn't burn you out. So you want to pace yourself. So first things first, if you want to avoid burnout in business, the first thing that you need to do is prioritize high ROI tasks. I'll say that again. You need to prioritize high ROI tasks. The truth be told, there are a lot of tasks that you can do within your business. There's so much that you can work on in your business. You can always be tinkering and you can always be tweaking something within your business. But if you want to avoid burnout, you have to prioritize and work on the things that are going to have the highest return on investment. These are the things that I call value add. What are the tasks in your business that are actually going to lead to more sales or, more clients? What's going to lead to more sales and what's also going to lead to better service? What's going to actually result in you serving those clients and those customers better? These are the things that you need to prioritize when you have to determine what you need to work on in your business. And this may mean turning down opportunities. And I know we're talking about growing our businesses so that you can leave your 9-to-5 job, but sometimes that will mean turning down opportunities that don't align with what you're doing and that are not a priority. So don't think just because you're growing a business that you have to say yes to every opportunity and yes to everything. If you want to avoid burnout and if you want to be in this thing in the long game, in the long term, as a long play, you need to turn down things that are going to cause you to be burnt out, things that are not aligned with what it is that you're doing in your business. I am queen of saying no. I say no more times than I say yes. It is very rare that I would say yes to a situation. And furthermore, if I am saying yes to a situation, it's probably something that I've initiated with someone else. So if I'm collaborating, 9 times out of 10, I've asked that person because I feel like it aligns. and it's not going to cause me burnout. It's going to provide value to my clients. It's going to provide value to my platform. And therefore, I'm going to prioritize that. But 9 times out of 10, I'm saying no. And I know for some people who are just starting out or who are just like on the beginning stages of growing your business, that may sound scary because you think I have to say yes to every opportunity. And here's the reality of the situation. It only takes one right opportunity and one right connection for your business to be able to grow exponentially. And I'm telling you that from my own experience. So don't feel like you have to say yes just to get your business going. It only takes one right opportunity and one right connection in order for your business to pick up momentum, in addition to the work that you're already doing. So be diligent and be wise about the things that you say yes to, and be diligent and wise about how you spend your time within your business and those tasks that you do so that you do not result in burnout. All right. So again, this may mean saying no, but this may also mean that you're not spinning your wheels and spending your time trying to be active on all social media platforms. That is a simple and easy solution to burnout right there, because that's an easy way to get burnt out. Trying to be all things to all men, as the Apostle Paul said. Like, you can't be all things to all men when it comes to social media. Like, trying to be on every platform and trying to master every platform and trying to go viral on every platform, it may require that you take a step back and not be on every platform trying to do everything just so that you don't get burnt out. So find what's working and stick to that one thing, and be master that one thing so that you aren't burning yourself out trying to spread yourself over several platforms trying to do all the things. Here's a prime example. Last year, I took the majority of the year off of social media. From, I can't remember what month I started, but pretty much the whole year I was off of social media, because I didn't want to be burned out, and mostly because I was pregnant and I knew that being on social media would burn me out. But in the same token, I was able to triple my revenue from the previous year. How did I do that without being on social media? I focused and I prioritized that one platform that will get the highest return on investment. And for me, it wasn't social media. It was actually my website slash my blog. I prioritized that platform, making sure that there was relevant evergreen content on there and that that content was up to date. And I focused on that thing. And that's what enabled me to not be burned out, but also allowed me to triple my revenue without having to drive myself crazy being on all social media platforms. So focus solely on the thing that's going to get you the highest return on investment. And then when you have the capacity to take on more, then you can take on more. Or when you have the capacity and the ability to delegate, then delegate everything else out. So the first thing that you have to do if you want to avoid burnout in business is to prioritize your high ROI tasks. Focus on the things that are going to have a return on investment. Focus on those things that are value add, meaning things that are going to increase your income, that are going to impact the bottom line, meaning getting more sales. And then also things that are going to allow you to serve better and also serve more easily. So things that are going to make things easier for you. Focus on those tasks within your business. So that's the P and pace yourself. The second thing that you need to do if you want to avoid burnout in your business is automate as much as you can. Automate as much as you can. And you guys know, I talk about automation all the time. You want to automate as much as you can. Automation is your friend if you want to avoid burnout. So do it wherever you can so that it is one less task that you have to manually do. At a minimum, as a solopreneur, as an online entrepreneur, your emails should be automated. You should have at least one email sequence that's automated that allows emails to be sent out to new leads on your email list. So at minimum, you need to automate your emails. And if you offer a digital product, you need to have automatic delivery of your products as well. There is no reason that you should be manually sending anyone any product that they've purchased if you are selling digital products. Like, quite honestly, I feel like it should be impossible to not have that automated with the systems that exist today. I can see back in the day when I had started online where there weren't systems that were automated, but today it should be nearly impossible to not automate this. But if by some chance, by some miracle, you are still manually sending out digital products, that is something that needs to be automated within your business. Dare I say, you should also automate your lead generation within your business. So if you are in the business of attracting clients or customers, right, which is all business, right? There should be an automation that generates leads for you so that you don't have to be on social media all the time. So you aren't having to solely rely on going live or posting and types of organic marketing. There should be some kind of automated system that generates leads for you and that plays a huge part in your marketing plan, in your marketing strategy. So that is another thing that you need to automate if you want to avoid burnout. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself having to do the hard grunt work, the manual work of constantly showing up all the time, which is what's causing your burnout to begin with. And I would also say, even automate your bill payments. This is something that you should apply in your, regular life, your personal life, but automate your bill payments as well when it comes to your business. That's one task that you should not even have to think about. Automate those things so that your bills are paid so that your business can keep running. And honestly, again, I think this is one of those things where I don't know how it's not automated at this point, but if it's not, something as simple as that can take one task off of your mind, take one less thing that you have to worry about so that you aren't stressing out and finding yourself burnt out from your business. So here's the thing that you want to do. The goal is to remove yourself from as many tasks as possible within your business. The less you have to worry about, the less you have to worry about. So I'm not saying that you detach yourself from your business, but you want to remove yourself from as many manual tasks within your business as possible. So automate as much as you can, leverage systems to do the heavy lifting for you in your business. Okay. So first, you need to prioritize the high ROI tasks within your business. And secondly, you need to automate as much as possible. Okay. The third thing that you need to do is create space for rest and self-care. Create space for rest and self-care. And on the seventh day, he rested. And I know it sounds so cliche saying, well, God rested and so should you, but the standard has already been set. You need to create space for rest and self-care. And I say create because if you don't do it, it will not happen. You need to create space for rest and self-care. Nothing can sustain continual stress, continual work, continual tension. It will eventually break. And I find this funny because my background is engineering. If you guys don't know, my background is mechanical engineering. And one of the things we had to do in undergrad in the labs is we had to do what's called tensile testing. Y'all don't have to worry about what that is, but it's essentially testing the strength of a metal to determine when it's going to break under pressure, under stress. So you're literally stretching a metal, putting it under tension, and determining when it's going to break. And here's the thing that I discovered in that test, in that lab, is that some of the hardest metals that endure some of the toughest situations and environments and stress eventually break under pressure. Okay? So if a metal, the hardest metals that exist on earth can break, so can you. You have to create a space for rest and you have to create a space for self-care because eventually you're going to burn out, eventually you're going to get fatigued, and eventually you're going to break. So you have to make that a priority when it comes to your business. If you think about it, even if you don't resonate from the analogy of metal, right? Think about some of the highest level of sports and even entertainment and productions, right? Even they take breaks, right? Even that stuff is seasonal. TV shows run in season, sports run in season, and there are periods of rest, right? You need to incorporate that if you want to perform at a high level. If those high level athletes, if those high level entertainers and productions are taking a break, so should you if you want to operate at a high level. So, what does that look like for you? This looks like for you, it means taking a vacation from your business and taking a vacation in general. And that doesn't mean you got to spend an exorbitant amount of money going somewhere, on a beach, laptop life. You don't have to do that. It just means you need to take a break. You need to take a mental break. You need to take a physical detachment from your business, and you need to take a physical detachment from your environment that's going to cause you to work. Okay. So it means incorporating self care and rest into your daily, weekly, and monthly routines. So, for instance, for me, this is what this looks like. I take naps, maybe not every day, but as a part of my daily routines. I will take a nap, right? Because you cannot work when you're sleeping. So I take naps on a weekly basis, several times throughout the week. I go walking I try to do at least 30 minutes. I'll go walking around my neighborhood. And at that time, like technically I could be on my cell phone, but honestly, one time my neighbor called me out on it. So I don't get on my cell phone unless I'm taking like pictures of my kids or something like that. But I can't I can't work while I'm walking. So walking, that's a simple way that you can incorporate and create space for rest and self-care. On a monthly basis, I am going to get a facial. I can't do work while I'm laying on a table getting my face looked at and, get my face pampered, right? I can't do that. That's another way that I incorporate self-care and rest into my routine. On a monthly basis and sometimes less than a month, I'm going to get these nails done. I cannot do work while I'm getting my nails done and my foot scrubbed, okay? So these are small things that you can do to incorporate and create space for rest and self-care into your life and into your business. This is how you can avoid burnout. You have to create that space for you to just take a break, get away, and give yourself some time to rest and to reset and to rejuvenate and step away from the business and the hustle and the grind. Because again, if you continue to do that, at some point, eventually, you're going to break, you're going to get fatigued, and you're going to burn out. And that's what we're trying to avoid. Okay. But here's the thing that's critical. When you are taking this break, when you're creating this space for rest and self care, you have to be okay with the thought that, or you have to know that even if you take a break, your business will be okay. You have to be okay with that. You have to believe that if you take a break, you won't lose momentum. You have to know that taking a break is not going to set you back. Okay. You have to believe that, or else you won't do it. So you have to have a mindset shift to say that this is necessary actually for me to maintain my momentum. This is necessary for me to continue to perform at a high level. You have to take a break to reset and to give yourself some self-care. Because at the end of the day, again, you have to create this sacred time for yourself. And then we also are building businesses so that we have something that supports our life and does not take over our life. So that's the whole point of it. And the other thing that I want you to know, that this is something that you have to really work at no matter what level of business that you're on. Even if you're beginning and you're just growing to the point where you may be at a point where your business is doing very well. This is something that you still have to take into consideration. I was having a conversation with one of my good friends the other day. She's an entrepreneur as well. Her business does extremely well. She is a leader in her industry. And we were talking about her inability to rest and take a break, and her need, or she felt like she needed to keep going and keep pushing because she felt like she might fall behind. And she is the leader in her industry, right? So this is something not just at the beginning of business, not when you're starting to grow and pick up momentum. This is something that you have to take into consideration at all levels of business. You have to take a step back and rest. And of course, we did talk about ways that she could incorporate rest and knowing that, hey, you are doing good. You don't have to keep pressing the gas. You can ease up a little bit, put yourself on cruising control. But this is something that has to be addressed at all levels of business. So you need to make it a point to create a space for rest and self-care so that you can avoid burnout as you are growing and building your business. Okay. So the last thing that you need to do if you want to avoid burnout in your business, you need to extend yourself grace. You need to extend yourself grace. Here's the thing, you will never get it perfect. It will never be perfect. And newsflash, there is no such thing as balance. I know that, the interwebs we've always been feeding this whole idea of balance, especially like work-life balance. There is no such thing as balance, y'all. There is no such thing as balance. You take what you have and you figure it out, right? Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Accept the fact that you're human and will never get it all right. Accept the fact that you're human. You're not a robot. And you need to give yourself space so that you don't burn out, right? We're not robots. We're human. We need to have rest, and we also need to do what's necessary to sustain us. And if you want to have a sustainable business, you do have to pace yourself so that you can avoid that burnout. And then also by avoiding that burnout, you avoid having resentment towards your business. So it becomes less of it when you have resentment in your business, it becomes more of a chore, right? And then you don't want to do it. But we want to build businesses that we enjoy being in. We want to build businesses that support our life and they that don't take over our life and stifle our life. We want something that supports us. But in order to do that, we have to pace ourselves. As always, I hope that you found this episode helpful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. And with that, I'll talk to you in the next episode.